since the Salvation Army owns that word. You know, pathways of optimism, no. Pathways of wishful thinking, no. But I can't even read that, and I'm right here, so I know you can't read it. I think that was optimism.
Yeah.
But I want to say, though, it has a particular quality to it. It is a pain-tinged optimism. It's a reality that things are not what they should be. And I think about Martin Luther King when I think about this. You know, here's a man who had a hope for a better America, a better world. I have a dream of a world where, but boy, the pain that went along with that, the everyday pain. And every kingdom leader I know, when the sun sets and everybody's sitting around the campfire and it all comes, there's hope, but there's always something that, there's a little bit of a heaviness to it. And I'm not suggesting that you become, overwhelmed with it, because the hope keeps you going. There are plenty of people that carry pain around and it cripples them. The kingdom leader uses pain to fuel the second booster on the rocket. You know, it just keeps you going. And I mean, Jesus, for crying out loud, who else was a better example? He certainly knew the world was the way it was supposed to be. I mean, can you imagine being the Son of God and wading into crowds and seeing people sick and demanding? This is not what Dad had in mind. This ain't right. And then going to work, to do. So I think, if not that you're at the same level with all of these, but I just think routinely you might just think about, how am I building practices into my life that reflect these elements, because I really think that's what's going to help you in the long haul. Any question or any other comment about what I consider to be a sterling presentation?
I like that pain. It's almost like the hot stove. And it's interesting, a lot of times we'll touch it and then we'll go a while before we touch it again because we forget how hot it is. But I think COVID, the pandemic, hasn't allowed it to become a hot stove issue because it hasn't gone away. We feel it every day. And I think it's that optimistic that people are going to start looking for because we've dealt with this pain for so long.
I can tell you that every indicator shows that a post-COVID world, if we ever get to there, in terms of people's spiritual journeys, are not going to lead them to some religious institution. That's not what they're trolling for, and because they have found that to be not helpful. And they have found they can live without it. And they can survive more than 7 days without a sermon. Who knew? And but here they are. They've survived. I keep telling pastors all the time, when people come back to church, when we open back up, these are different people than left here in February of 2019. And a lot of these pastors are just trying to get back to normal. But you see, you're the safety net's not the right word, but the people that want to be part of a movement, and that's what younger, millennials, Gen X, Gen Zs, whatever, iGens, they want to be part of a movement that makes the world different and better. And you're standing right there, ready to do it, and ready to give them an on-ramp into that. And I had a friend that wrote a book called Halftime. Some of you heard of Bob Buford about Halftime. It was about the second part of life after you're successful, how to be significant. And so he helped a bunch of millionaires figure out how to overcome guilt by making money by serving the second part of their life. I was kind of teasing. But, the millennials are not willing to wait till they're 60 years old and invest in they want significance right now, and they believe that can happen. iGens want to change the world right now, not after I made my first million. If it doesn't matter now, it doesn't matter. And that's why you are so valuable to if folks are gonna find a spiritual home, you're gonna help them.
Well, I think the word hope can't exist without coming out of pain.
Yeah,
Because the pain is what creates the concept of hope.
yeah,
And the optimism, of course, is hope. And I think that's the main reason we exist. We are telling people we do care and there is a way out. We have hope for you.
yeah.
And God sends us a congregation to our facilities every single day.
Yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
shame on us if we are not mining that.
That's your problem, that's your flaw.
Right.
Your community is your flaw. You know, not the folks that assemble to hear the horns play. You know, that's a small subset of your real flaw. And you know, but since I mentioned the word flaw, I sometimes just do this exercise with folk. You know, what metaphors do you use to describe your leadership? You see, in the Christian world, we use pastor, that's a shepherd. You know, but we need new metaphors that are more robust. You know, there's nothing wrong with shepherd, but if that's the only metaphor you've got in your hip hop, you're not thinking about, you know, changing this world. You're just thinking about rounding up the sheep, you know, for another, baa contest or whatever. No, we need some jet fire pilots.
Run back.
And there you go, and some firefighters, yeah, some, first responders, and a whole bunch of other metaphors that you use. All right, I can't take any more of this because I've seen 2 yawns in the last 35 seconds. I could have fallen into that. And if I had fallen into that yawn,
It wasn't me.
but I think it's important to know what a yawn means. And I kind of felt like yawning myself. So that would have been like, I don't know, being swallowed by a whale. All right. Except in this case, it's a whale being swallowed by a Jonah. All right. Thank you for getting that. All right. This is your final exercise. It's our famous what's next time. And you're going to we'll check your progress. And lunch is coming through the door, just to relax you about that. You've been so nervous since the break. We'll have read again. So, you can relax. God's looked after you. And you can get it's a working lunch, so just get it when you're ready. Although, if you want to work your way through everybody else's lunch and scavenge stuff out of their box. I think they're all boxes, right? All right, it's a box lunch. How many boxes can you eat? Angela, what's in the boxes? I want to know. Curious people want to know.
Turkey,
All right,
turkey with cheddar cheese and chips, and I think a fruit bar maybe, or fruit cup.
nice.
No cookie?
I'm not sure.
We have a couple of vegetarians, so don't get those if you're a meat eater.
Thank you, Kim.
Get
You're very
the
welcome.
turkey that we gave it up for. All right. I want to add, and just follow the thing. I always ask you, what are you going to leave here and do? You know this. And timeline, who's responsible. But I want to add something to it. It's not on the template, but it's really important, and I apologize that I didn't put it on the template. I'd like to have 2 to 4 measures, outcomes. That's part, that you will know you're winning. And that is part of what the early morning exercise was designed to help you move down that road. So grab your thinking out of that. What are the outcomes we're looking for? Give us 2 to 4 ways that you will know, that you've nailed it with your initiative. And we'll really want to hear that when we come back together. In fact, that may be all we ask you about when we debrief this. We'll be back together not any later than 1, but if you finish before that, it's not a contest to finish first. But, we'll monitor your progress and call you back together when we're all ready. Okay, got it? All right, so you can go work a while, then come get lunch and grab your lunch, go work. Oh, and
Can we just have one thing to shake?
When it
You
does,
gave
when
us
you water them,
all
go to
information.
that back, they're gonna put some more water.
And when the Lord is speaking to somebody, or even listening, and the Lord is led Mark to share something with us.
Okay.
Right now, it's in a song, he wants you to kind of share that with us, maybe before we go into our break.
Okay, sure.
Kind of talk about what you did.
Okay, sure.
Right. Mark?
Thank you. You all don't know this, but last Saturday, my mom passed. And it's been on my mind, obviously a lot, handling the business of making sure she's taken care of, respected. But this song has been resonating with me, and I've played it. If I've played it one time, I've played it 80 times. And I was trying to figure out if it was about the passing of my mom. I was trying to connect the dots, and I couldn't connect the dots. And so my fiance asked me on the way up here, she says, what? Because I was playing it as I drove off, and she's like, why are you playing this song? What does it mean? She hadn't listened to the words. And so I started, took her through the lyrics and kind of, helped her understand what the words mean. I'm not going to do that with you today, but I want you to listen to it, and I want you to know that today the answer came to me. For the last 2 weeks, I've been listening to this song. A week I've been listening to this song. And I've listened to it that many times, and I believe it's because of the mission of the Salvation Army that I'm buying into. It's resonated with me. And this is the reason that I have been having nothing to do with my mother. This is the reason that I've been listening to the song. And I believe that it states very clearly why we are doing what we're doing. I'll give you a hint so that you're not lost within the song. He's trying to find a friend. And the name of the song is his best friend is probably me, which is himself. But I want you to know that his best friend, he has a best friend, and it's the Salvation Army. And you'll be able to connect that dot as soon as you hear the words. So we could play this. I'm sorry to interrupt the session, but I could not leave. I have to leave because I have family coming to the airport to pick them up from Orlando, take them into Daytona. But I couldn't leave without you all hearing this with me, because I believe that it locks us into exactly what we're doing and why we're doing it.
Night turned cold, the stars look down, and you hug yourself on the cold, cold ground. You wake the morning in a stranger's cold, no one will just see. You ask yourself, what's for me, my only friend? Who could it be? It's hard to say it, I hate to say it, but it's probably me. When your belly is empty, the hunger's so real, you're too proud to beg, you're too dumb to steal. You search the city for your only friend, no one would just see. You ask yourself, who could it be? A solitary voice speaking out, set me free. I hate to say it, I hate to say it, but it's probably me. You're not the person I ever got to know. It's hard for us both to let our feelings show. Some would say I should let you go your way. You only make me cry. But if there's one guy, just one guy, who would lay down his life for you and I had to say it, it's hard to say it, it's probably me. When the world's gone crazy, it makes no sense. There's only one voice that comes to your defense. The jury is out, your eyes search the room. The only friendly face is all you need to see. Oh, if there's just one guy who would lay down his life for you and I. It's hard to say it, it's hard to say it, it's probably me. It's hard to say it, it's hard to say it, it's probably me.